Hello, my name is Amber Lewis. Thank you for inviting me to give this presentation on incorporating HR analytics into our company. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 ways I think we can use analytics to drive performance. HR measurements serve as the foundation for HR analytics. Metrics are specific measurements that help HR professionals track and assess various aspects of their workforce. HR measurements must do more than evaluate the performance of HR programs and practices or prove that HR can be tangible. Rather, HR measures must reinforce and teach the logical frameworks that support sound strategic decisions about talent. When HR measures are carefully aligned with powerful, logical frameworks, human capital measurement systems not only track the effectiveness of HR policies and practices, they actually teach the logical connections as organization leaders use the measurement systems to make decisions. I will provide an in-depth analysis of the different measurement techniques that are commonly used to evaluate employee absenteeism, employee attitudes and engagement, and workplace flexibility. For instance, I will explain how absenteeism rates can be determined by calculating the number of missed work days due to illness, personal reasons, or other factors compared to the total number of work days available. I will elaborate on the various techniques that are used to assess employees' attitudes and engagement, such as surveys, focus groups, and interviews. Lastly, I will explain how workplace flexibility can be measured through factors such as telecommuting policies, flexible work schedules, and job sharing arrangements. By the end of my presentation, you will have a comprehensive understanding of each technique, its significance, and how it contributes to overall employee satisfaction and well-being. What is absenteeism? Absenteeism is when the employee does not report to or stay at work when they are supposed to, no matter the reason. This discussion will focus on unscheduled absences because they are usually the most disruptive and costly. Unscheduled absence can lead to less efficient work or no work at all, which can cause problems for everyone involved. It is important to remember that if an employee is not at work when they are supposed to be, they are considered absent, regardless of the cause. This discussion does not include vacation time, personal leave, and jury duty leave. Causes of absenteeism. Typical cause of absenteeism falls into the major categories: illness, injury, child and elder care, burnout and stress, bullying and harassment, depression, and disengagement. Estimating the cost of employee absenteeism. The annual absenteeism rate equals the number of absent days during a year over the number of available work days during a year. The absenteeism rate is number of absent days over the number of available days in a given period. Let's go over each part of the absenteeism formula. First, we need the number of absent days. These are the numbers of days that an employee was 100% absent. This can be found in our company's Human Resources Information System software that includes an absent tally. Second, we need the number of available workdays in a given period. To calculate the number of available workdays, take the number of days in the year minus weekend days, public holidays, including mandatory company days, and voluntary days off, such as vacation days and special days. Absenteeism rate example. Let's take an example to understand how the absenteeism rate formula works. Suppose Wendy worked full-time in the US in 2020. During that year, she was absent for 10 days. Since Wendy has 20 vacation days, her total work days are 231. Therefore, Wendy's absenteeism rate for that year would be 4.3%, which is higher than a healthy normal absence rate of 1.5%. Tips to improve absenteeism. A flexible work from home policy. Flexibility in work location gives employees the chance to work from home if that's more convenient for them. Also, when you have a common cold, you can usually work fine, but also run the risk of infecting the entire office. This is another good time to work from home. Creating clear policies on absence. Creating clear policies on absence may also help. Create clear policies that address these and let the employee decide the best course of action, but enable them to continue their work as much as you can. Training managers to deal with absence. In line with the previous, managers should be trained how to cope with employee absence. Employee attitudes and engagement. Researchers define attitudes as internal states that are focused on particular features or objects in their environment. Attitudes include three elements: the knowledge or cognition that an individual has about the object or employment feature, the emotion an individual feels towards the object or feature, and the action tendency or readiness to respond to the object or feature. Satisfaction describes sensation feelings of contentment. Engagement describes activation feelings of energy, enthusiasm, and positive affective state. Commitment describes a bond or linking feelings that make leaving difficult or easy. It is the emotional engagement that people feel towards their employer. Commitment can be on the job or the organization and can be to contribute, to stay, or both. Workplace effectiveness dimensions. In a key study, workplace effectiveness included 6 dimensions: job challenge and learning, autonomy, supervisor task support, climate of respect and trust, work and life fit, and economic security. Each employee attitude type, which consists of satisfaction, commitment, and engagement, related differently to the table displayed above. This shows why it may be useful to separately measure the 3 dimensions of employee experience. For example, the top drivers for satisfaction and retention were economic security and work-life fit. Effects of satisfaction, commitment, and engagement. At a general level, employee satisfaction, commitment, and engagement affect organizational performance through employee behaviors. Employees with lower attitudes may be absent, late for work, or quit more often, engage in riskier, less helpful behaviors, or place less emphasis on customer satisfaction. The figure displayed above summarizes those evidence-based findings. This figure also shows that enhancing employees' attitudes can affect a firm's financial performance. Changing employee attitudes can have direct effects on the cost of absence and turnover. Having a reputation as a satisfying place to work may enhance the ability to recruit more or higher quality applicants. In addition, there is some evidence that employee attitudes directly affect employee performance, the tendency for employees to do tasks that are beyond their formal job descriptions. When and how to measure. To measure job satisfaction as a global attitude towards one whole job by asking, for example, overall, how much enjoyment do you find in your work? Or overall, do you like your job? A better practice is to measure satisfaction with several questions, each one focused on satisfaction with a single employment feature such as pay, colleagues, career opportunities, or supervision, and add them up to produce the global satisfaction score. Pulse surveys are more passive approaches to employee sensing, such as monitoring work performance, email and instant message content, or techniques such as organizational network analysis. Pulse surveys, which may take several forms, are designed to reduce the survey time and effort. They may present shorter sets of items or even just one question. They may survey only carefully selected small samples of work groups rather than all employees. The goal is to optimize the investment by balancing traditional comprehensive with greater immediacy and lower costs. Workplace flexibility programs. What are they? Flexible work arrangements are typically defined as allowing employees to work in different locations or non-traditional working hours. This includes flexi time, part-time or reduced hours, term time working, home working, job sharing, compressed hours, and family leave programs. Results of no workplace flexibility. If an organization chooses not to offer such programs, there may be negative consequences with respect to job performance. Some of these potential impacts may include heightened stress, more burnout, a higher likelihood of mistakes, and more refusals or promotions by employees already feeling the strain of pressures for a better fit between their work and non-work lives. Under these circumstances, job satisfaction, commitment to the organization, and engagement in one's jobs are likely to wane. When that happens, people begin to think about quitting, some actually quit, and customer service may suffer, all of which may lead to significant financial outcomes. Results of workplace flexibility. If an organization does offer workplace flexibility programs, the financial and non-financial effects of those programs depend on overall factors. These include the range, scope, cost, and quality of the programs, the extent and quality of communications about the program to employees, training on how to manage workplace flexibility programs, and support for them for managers and supervisors. If those conditions are met, employees are more likely to achieve greater work and life fit, which leads to reduced stress, burnout, and conflict, along with increased engagement, satisfaction, and commitment. Those human outcomes lead to improvements in talent management, which is reduction in withdrawal behaviors and voluntary turnover, and improvements in the ability to attract top talent, motivation to perform well, and financial, operational, and business outcomes. How to measure and track. Calculate the cost of absence and turnovers. Workplace flexibility often works by reducing employee absence and turnover. Use surveys and internal and external data to track the performance of offering workplace flexibility. And answer those to your data. Include stories from your own workers that describe how workplace flexibility programs have helped them. Have quotes from people whom senior leaders know and care about. Are there any questions? If not, thank you for taking out time to meet with me today to discuss how we can integrate HR analytics into our company.